Hello, it is Matt here, and today I'm going to be talking about the scope in GTA 5 and GTA Online, and talking about what it will do for your weapon in GTA 5 and GTA Online. Now, this is an episode of my series called GTA 5 Gun Guide, where we will be testing out the weapons and talking about most of the things with the weapons in GTA 5 and GTA Online, and breaking down stats of these weapons, and just giving general reviews of the weapons in GTA 5 and GTA Online. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the scope. Now, this is just the scope that you can place on your weapons. We're not going to be talking about any other scope like the sniper scope. So, it's just going to be the scope model 1, scope model 2, and scope model 3 that you can place on your weapons in GTA 5 and GTA Online. Now, the scope is a small optical attachment which provides more zoom for better accuracy. It is something that you can place on most weapons: the SMG, the assault SMG, the micro SMG, the MG, the combat MG, the assault rifle, carbine rifle, advanced rifle, special carbine, bullpup rifle, grenade launcher. There's also a scope on the heavy pistol, which is like a red dot sight, but is not actually, it cannot be taken off. So, there are 3 models of scopes in the game. There's the scope model 1, which is mostly a model T1. There's a scope model 2 and a scope model 3. Now, these will differ all depend on what weapon. So, if you have the scope model 3, then it will be placed on the carbine rifle, special carbine, and combat MG. But the scope model 2 will be placed on the grenade launcher, the advanced rifle, and the bullpup rifle. And you're also on the MG, and on the scope model 1 will be placed on the micro SMG, SMG, assault SMG, and the assault rifle. So what the scope does is it's supposed to increase your range and increase your accuracy. So I tested it out, and I actually didn't see much of a change. So I tested it out with 3 different weapons: the SMG, MG, regular MG by the way, and the carbine rifle. Now, I tested that out, and on the left you will see it without the scope, and on the right you will be seeing it with the scope. And honestly, you can see kind of a difference in quite a few weapons. I think the SMG, you can see a bit of a different, like a tighter spread. The MG, you can see it more vertical, it doesn't spread out as much. And on the carbine rifle, you can see it's a bit more compact with the spread. From my testing, it does actually seem to help slightly with your accuracy. Very slightly does it though. It's not as much as like a grip or anything. Also, keep in mind that none of these weapons had any other attachments on them, so keep that in mind. Also, whenever you have a scope on the MG or the combat MG, your weapon will be raised up to where your shoulders are instead of hip firing. I don't know like if that is the reason why it increases your accuracy, but I personally really I think it looks better to have your weapon by your shoulder instead of your hip fire. But maybe that's just me. Now, on last gen, without first person, this was really a useless feature. I mean, sure, you got increased accuracy. Now, the zoom wasn't that much increased. I couldn't find any change. I couldn't really see like an actual change, at least in third person, where, you know, even if you press the zoom in button, it wasn't changing for me. But I just recently, on next gen, you can, and on PC, you can look in first person. Now, if you go and take out a weapon with scope, and you press the right stick, and on PC, I don't know exact button. If you use a scope, you will actually get a slightly increase in accuracy, and it also looks better. Now, as you can see right here, you can see a voodoo. Now, the voodoo is on that airstrip, and if I aim down with my sights, you will see that it just looks better. Not only does it have a small magnification, it also just looks clearer. Now, if I go out of my zoom, you can see it's actually pretty hard to see. And this works with all of the weapons. So the scope 3, I hate it for one reason, that's the housing. The housing on the third one is actually pretty big. I don't really like it for that. Next is the heavy pistol, which doesn't actually have much housing. I really like it. It doesn't seem to zoom in as much though. Like, it has a pretty good zoom, but just the scope itself is actually quite small, but it is actually very good because it doesn't have much housing. So, there's the scope in GTA Online. If you have the option for a scope, I would say you may want it. Unless you really like the iron sights on a certain weapon, or you don't really want a scope on a certain weapon. It does kind of increase your accuracy slightly, and it does help you out quite a bit. And if you do use first person a lot more than third, then you use it longer range, then you may want to keep that in mind, because it will definitely help you out if you use first person. Now, in third person, it doesn't really help you too much, except for some of the spread and some of the recoil is a bit smaller. So, let me know your thoughts on the scope in GTA Online and GTA 5. Hope you all enjoy. Feedback is appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.